Hi guys, talking with Dave. And one thing, me and Dave were looking at watches. We went to Watch Collector and we were dealing with Paul.
Yes.
Something I found really interesting is he said a lot of watches, he likes the inside story. Like why did the person sell it? What was going on?
Yes.
A couple interesting stories came up. He had a very famous chef.
Yep.
And the chef, what he basically did is every time he opened a restaurant, he bought a watch for himself. And then he came in and sold the collection off. And what was the reason? Had he then reached his pinnacle and sold all his watches off? Had he decided to do something else? Or what was the reason? Divorce! These bitches... these bitches want hard currency. They want their money.
They don't want Rolex.
And very sad to see that he had... it's a bit like Russell Crowe. Russell Crowe would buy a watch every time he did a movie. You know, the famous Russell Crowe.
And he sold a lot of them.
He was a Rabbitohs fan. He wasn't
Yes.
a Bulldogs fan. That's right.
No.
And the interesting thing is that the other watch that Watch Collector had was a watch that I loved, which I think they sold far too cheap, was the Patek 5230. That was a 1-year-old white gold world time. They sold it way too cheap. Way too cheap.
You did the consulting on that.
I did the consulting and I sold it to the guy who bought it off them, who then flipped it very foolishly.
Why would you do that?
I really I don't know why you do that. Why did the guy sell the world time again? Divorce.
The guy who sold it to... Why did the guy who you consult, why did he sell it?
Oh, he's just a moron.
Oh, okay.
Just stupid. That's a Grail. It's a Patek. You don't sell Pateks. You keep those unless you've got really big financial problems. But interestingly enough, that world time, divorce, and then the other guy with the collection, divorce. So keep your wife happy, Dave. This is the secret. Otherwise, you'll be selling yours off there. It doesn't end well. I had another friend of mine who had a nice collection. He had a two-tone bluesy subby. He had
it
a
all.
GMT two-tone and a Daytona two-tone. And he had a vintage Speedy, also a Polar, vintage Polar, Sapphire Polar, and also I think another Seamaster. Sold it all, got divorced. Now he's got one date just. But he's happy. He's happy.
Why did he get divorced?
He got divorced because he couldn't stand the bitch.
Okay.
Sometimes these bitches, they just give you the fucking shits. Do you understand? No amount of money.
You didn't do any consulting then?
No. Well, I kind of said to him I would stay, but I'm just saying to you, no. Sometimes no amount of money will let you put up with a nagging fucking bitch.
Okay.
You understand? Sometimes it's good to leave.
Okay.
You understand? At the end of the day, watches aren't everything. Freedom is worth something. It's funny.
You wouldn't leave.
Well, I am divorced. I've got no one to leave. I'm living by myself, and I decided myself. It's not always about the money. It's the mental anguish of living with someone who just nags and is never happy. And
So your watches are safe?
Until I get hitched. Don't get hitched so easily. So, Dave, that's a moral of the story is bitches are difficult to live with. You can't live with them, you can't live without them. And if you're married, stay put.
Okay.
Stay put. Otherwise, you will also have to sell them off for personal reasons. Very personal reasons. Thank you.